to go over it all right now. And welcome to the Week 8 A.E.F.L weekly update. And believe it or not, guys, we only have 5 weeks left of the regular season. Now, I believe one of the teams have already been cut off from the playoffs. I believe that might be Will and Dustin. I'm not quite sure. I've just been too lazy to check into it, but that's what I'm thinking right now. But real quick, let's get into the scores, as Boner saw something that he liked, but it wasn't enough to get it up, as even with the 114 points, he falls to me. As for the second time this year, your commish is the leading scorer of the week with 143. Former Child Stars wins yet again over Team Minivan, 134-94. Cocktoberfest, another win. Once again, 116 over the Brad Shawshank Redemption, 116-90. Old Smuggler gets a win there to bring him up to 4-4 as he takes down Dustin 113-104. Then BFE Baltimus rallying off yet another win as he's slowly climbing back into the standings as he beats Liquor in the front, Poker in the back, 83-78. Close game there. Then Jacks on, Jacks off picks up the win over the Inglorious Bastards, 106-76, and Ben happens to have the lowest point total of the week with only 76. But going into my game with Boner, your team's wrecked with injuries, no running backs. Even with who was it? Witten picked up all those receptions. You score 114 points. Would have been enough to beat most of the other teams in the league, but the matchup, I just had everyone scoring big points. Got a lot of touchdowns from my wide receivers and running backs. Then looking at the former Child Stars, he walks all over Edwards in that one as he gets big time points from Doug Martin and Gronk, with them scoring over 30 points each. And then Edwards, 94 points, not bad considering how many people he had a bye on this week, but what can you do when you have that many people on a bye? Cocktoberfest, he gets back to the winning ways as he finally puts up big points again this week as he scores 116. Will only getting 90, but you only had 3 players score over 10 points. Not much you can do there when you're going up against a team like Trevor's where he consistently puts up points. Dustin, I don't know, man. You just need a little bit more luck. 104 points isn't bad. If you have the right matchup, you win the game. But then, can we just say it? Calvin Johnson not putting up the points? Can we say the Madden curse strikes again? I just think so. And then Tanner's team, something to be a little concerned about is that Richardson's back to being healthy. You happen to have him on the bench, no big deal, still got the win. But the fact that he's healthy and the rest of your guys are scoring points looks pretty good. Now if we could only get Antonio Gates to be a little bit more consistent than the 3 points he put up this week. Liquor in the front, Poker in the back. How many times are you going to put up the worst score basically in the league? This time you only scored 2 points above Ben. But still, yet again, another low point total. And this time, though, the luck was not on your side as you finally pick up the loss. And even with Brandon only putting up 83, it's enough to beat you. And Brandon, I must say, you got lucky there. Now looking into Jacks on, Jacks off, and the Inglorious Bastards. Yates got some points again from Fitzgerald. Luckily, he did come out of the game in that, the second quarter after that head injury. But it seems to me like Jamal Charles is slowing down a little bit. That's got to be a little bit concerned. And then Ben, if you take a look at your bench outscored all your starters. You took some risk. It didn't pay off, but you can always bounce back next week as you move to 4-4. So as of right now, there's there's 4 of us that are 4-4. We started with 6 teams that were 3-4. Then we went to 5 teams that were 3-4. Now we're stuck at 4 teams that are 4-4. But regardless, we got 5 weeks left, like I said, and now it's time to get back to the favorite part of the week, and that's the Justin Yates hard hit of the week.
Oh, you express close. Get it! Oh, that's not happening anytime soon. Give more. Get it.
And the Justin Yates hard hit of the week goes to Dustin. Now, I could have given it to Will, who got another loss this week yet again, and who only had 3 players score above 10 points. But Dustin, I feel like you could have got the win had you had the correct matchup, as you had 104. But then you throw in the fact that you had your defense, the Seahawks give you 0 points, And then your Miami defense that was on the bench gave you around 20, I believe. And then, like I mentioned earlier, Calvin Johnson has yet to score you anything this year. I mean, it's the Madden curse. What can you do? What can you do? But for this week's Justin Yates Hard Hit of the Week, it goes to Dustin. Now, it's time for the A.E.F.L's Close Call of the Week.
Yeah, the best way to it was the fastest.
I got a concussion, guys.
And the close call of the week goes to Jared. And why am I giving it to Jared? Does he really deserve it after 3 straight weeks of just shit points? But even with shit points, he's won 2 of those 3 weeks, and he only lost by 5 this week. So, really, I mean, closest game out of the whole entire league. No one else to really give it to. And the fact that this motherfucker continues to get that lucky, and this week only lose within 5 points, you got to give him the A.E.F.L's Close Call of the Week. But let's move on. Looking into the games for next week, I take on, what do you know? I take on Fichter. Looks like another W for me. And then you have Cocktoberfest taking the former Child Stars. Now that's interesting. Both are league division leaders. Both are 7-1, and both are one of the top 2 scorers in the league. So that's going to be really interesting to see who wins that one. Then you have Dustin, whose team name is now just ... versus the Brad Shawshank Redemption. Then you have BFE Baltimus taking on Old Smuggler, Jacks On, Jacks Off taking on the Raging Boners, and Team Minivan playing the Inglorious Bastards. A lot of interesting matchups. It's going to be awesome to see who wins the Cocktoberfest former Child Stars. But until next week, guys, I will talk to you then. And as always, fuck you.